Very interesting read, Screams from the Porch this weekend. And Mike Danella's blog can't say enough good things about it.
No,
it's absolutely fantastic.
It's blowing up, Big Willie stuff.
It is truly fantastic. Kudos to Mike and the work he does. His blog is incredible. If you've not read it, if you've not seen it yet, find it, favorite it, make sure that you highlight it on your mobile device, bookmark it on your computer, whatever. Share it. Read it, though. That's the thing. Screams from the Porch, talking recently about apparently the ethics violation that the Board of Education brought up. And this was from a couple months ago. And I remember we had read this initially, and it kind of went away. You didn't hear anything else about it. They were actually set, the Knox County Board of Education was actually set to meet on March 5th to talk about, quote, allegations of a potential ethics violation and consideration of possible action and recommendations against one of their own, Board of Education member Mike McMillan. You know why?
Why?
Because he was being transparent.
What?
Yes. How dare
he?
How dare you be transparent?
No!
How dare we have transparency in any type of local government office?
Well, that'll get you in trouble.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Basically, he forwarded a quote-unquote public record. A public record.
Oh, and now he's really crossed the line.
To a newspaper reporter and a state representative.
Shock.
Did I repeat that it was a public record?
I think, yeah.
It was what?
A public record.
I'm sorry.
No.
I think the reason it was public record is because it was emailed between other Board of Education members, which if it is, that's public record.
You remember, this goes back to December. Okay, this all started with that whole, the flap. Somebody had posted they had taken that
Hitler meme.
That Hitler meme video that has gone around for every single local community issue around the country now.
That I
for
think
years.
The actual Knox County Board of Education or the Knox County Schools used in a training video like 2 years ago or something like that.
And plus there was one that was in their favor, I guess, during the whole budget thing. Remember that?
Yeah.
It's gone around, and then not just here, but all over the place.
It's one of the most overused memes on the internet besides you had one job.
Yeah. Basically, if you have some kind of issue coming up and you want to portray somebody as being
dictatorial
or just pointless in their stance and make them look foolish, you use this meme.
Yeah.
And you turn them into the Hitler character from, it was a miniseries, 10 years ago?
Something like that. But it's been used so many times.
And overused. Well, it was, this all grew from that, because there was that video meme was redone and put on YouTube. Apparently, Pam Traynor received an email from Miss Christie.
Yeah, a parent in South Knoxville.
Christie is her name. She was upset that they had portrayed Dr. McIntyre as the Hitler character.
Right.
And we talked about that. When it was kind of just ridiculous humor that was used in that way to point up, again, a side of the argument that somebody thought, well, this is, you're being pointless in this.
But I do seem to remember folks on the Board of Education expressing outrage.
They were upset. They were very upset.
There will be retribution.
How dare you relate him to being Hitler? How dare you do this? Even though they had used that same video piece in a training exercise, and they had used it on their side of an argument earlier.
Yeah.
So she was then wanting Ms. Traynor to redact her name from the email because she was concerned that teachers would harass her or something.
But her inexperience in involving government, she didn't know that once you email a Board of Education member, it's public record.
Well, here's the thing.
Redacted.
At that point, according to the law department, the email was not public record.
Ah.
It became public record because Ms. Traynor forwarded it on, as requested by the emailer, to the school board members, and once they received it, she did not redact her name from it or the sender's name from it.
Or Miss Christie's name.
Well, Miss Christie was
oh, okay. I apologize.
Then it became public record.
Yes, yeah.
Because she forwarded it on to other members of the board. So they then asked Mr. McMillan, Betty Bean did, and State Representative Gloria Johnson asked Mr. McMillan for a copy of that public record later in the day, and he honored their open records request.
Interesting.
The problem is, though, because he sent that to them, they were going to bring him up on an ethics violation. Because he answered a public records request from a reporter and a state representative for something that was already public record to begin with. They were going to bring him up on an ethics violation. It was going to take place on March 5th.
Oh, that's coming
next
up
week.
Soon.
Yeah. Next week.
Should we point out that Mr. McMillan was the only one not to vote for the contract?
Oh, that doesn't make sense.
Does that not count?
No.
That's not.
Just because he voted again, he didn't vote for the contract extension. That obviously had nothing to play in this. That was just a bonus, I guess.
I gotcha.
That, of course, had nothing to do with it.
Absolutely.
Oh, no.
Why would it?
No.
Why would it have anything to do with that?
No. Apparently, turns out, though, Friday, they sent a public notice saying that the committee meeting was canceled due to the withdrawal of the complaint. But according to the folks at the News Sentinel, Ms. Christie never filed an official complaint to begin with.
Which makes you wonder why they scheduled the meeting in the first place.
Well, they were going to schedule. Yeah, they were going to schedule Indy Kincannon actually scheduled the meeting, but apparently there was never an official complaint filed. So why was there a meeting scheduled to begin with? So if this wasn't some sort of political move or some sort of retribution for not voting for the contract extension, what the hell was it?
Well, as we know with government, you don't always have to be convicted of something. Sometimes just making it look like you did something is just as bad.
Just putting it out there and saying, "Oh, well, you know,
ethics.
He's the one that had that ethics question come up about him."
Exactly.
Look, as we get ready to get into the election cycle, please keep track of every single thing, especially the people on the Board of Education. Keep track of every single thing they're doing. Take a look at what they've done, because there needs to be a big, giant change made. Because if the people that are allowed to keep their seats are allowed to keep doing things like this, wasting their time and wasting taxpayer money and wasting their efforts on idiocy like this, they're obviously not focusing on your kids, which is where they should be focusing. Because they're too busy playing mind games with one another and showing who's got the bigger ego. And you better not say anything bad about my boss. He's not your boss. He works for you. You hired him. He answers to you. He's supposed to.
And who are more willing to use political theater than let their ideas and their opinions stand on their own merit.